name is Robert Kozak, and I went into service when I was 18 years old, about 3 months, and they drafted me right away. And I went into the Army, and then I was stationed in Camp Van Dorn, Mississippi, and we took our basic training there, and we went to Louisiana for the maneuvers. Then we went to Austin, Texas we specialized in mine school. You would believe it, we had a ball field there, and we had about 85 officers in the bleachers watching us do this. Now this was something that just hard to believe that we did. We specialized in putting mines in and taking them out. No, these officers were sitting in the bleachers watching us. Well, what we started out, we'd have a group of guys would be in ODs and some would be in khakis. The guys would go down and play ball with the ODs, and I would put the mines in with the khakis, and then we put them in, then the ODs would come, the soldiers, and then we went and played ball, and they come in to take the mines out. Now, we put the mines in, were 5 live mines in that field. And then when we got a mine, we had to dig under with our hands when we found a mine. If it was detonated, if there was ammunition there, we would put a bull rope. Well, we tried this with every mine. We'd put a bull rope on, we'd all back and haul a mine in a hole, we'd pull it. If it blasted, we were clear. It was very dangerous. We were all scared when we did that. But that was something. And then in the evening, we went out and booby-tracked trucks. We were in 5 campaigns in Europe. There was 5, and we were 4 days after D-Day. Our first job was we went in the swamps. We were picking paratroopers out that were shot in the air. They didn't even come down the ground, and we had to pick them up and take them and then they take them somewhere where they were bury them or something like that. The Battle of the Bulge was one of them. I know that. Normandy was the first one, I guess.
I was in the service between 1953 and 1955. That was the tail end of the Korean War. Actually, I started college in 1952, the latter part of 52, and after 6 months of college, I had mononucleosis, and so my deferment went from 2S to 1A, and I was drafted. Went into the infantry to start with. Actually, before that, I was fortunate enough to be on KP for 22 hours straight. Can you imagine that, doing pots and pans? I had not only had infantry basic, but then they put me in the artillery. So I had artillery basic. After artillery, I was shipped out to France. So I was in France and Germany. I went to a school in Leipzig, Germany, doing statistical tabulating, believe it or not, for IBM. And I lived in a tent in France, and it was a horrible experience, but not as bad as a lot of these guys went through. Go into the Army and serve and do your duty. That's the most advice I can give.
I went in at 24, and I was in there for 4 years. I shipped me out first to Egypt and up into North Africa, and Sardinia, Corsica, southern France, and wound up in Munich, Germany, when I had 38 months overseas. I was in a trucking outfit. I just drove a truck and hauled bombs and hauled gasoline. It was a good experience. I really traveled, got a lot of travel with them. So it was a good experience.
Well, I was deferred for farming for 2 years. And after 2 years, I got a letter saying that either accept the drafting or be deferred again. Well, I might as well go in and get it over with. So we went through the line, and he got Navy, and he got Navy, and I got Army. I was on going from New Guinea to Philippines. Got torpedoed. By the time I woke up and realized what was going on, the tail end of the ship was clear out of sight.
I was in the army in the first of my service for 3 years, and we invent Guam and the Pacific. And after my 3 years career in the army, I went back to California to be discharged. But they didn't discharge me. They want the Navy all over the place. You want the Navy, you want Army or something. So I take the Navy because they told me they're going to send me to Hawaii if I sign. But after I signed the paper, they sent me to receiving station, have my order to go back to Europe. So I enlist in the Navy for another 4 years, continuous service. After that, I was sent to the embassy in Barcelona, Spain. 18 months. Well, I was in the White House with Kennedy. I was his pilot to pick up people, to bring them to the station, bring to White House, to all over the place. When Kennedy died, I was really hurt because they treat me like their own family. I appreciate what I have done. I give my life to this country for everyone. So I should be able to be appreciated like anybody else.